Hello folks, this is Granny and Grumpy with Granny and Grumpy's Homestead. Okay.
How's it going, folks? Today we're going to be working on a type of garden setup that I would consider one of the easiest types of gardening that you can do. And it's a little bit of work to put it in, but once you get it put in, your work is almost over. You're basically, you harvest it, and there's no weeds to deal with in this area. I'll explain what we're doing. I went to Lowe's and picked up 7 pieces of 2x6 by 12 foot long. And what I plan to do is we're going to make 3 raised beds, and these are going to be 2 foot wide by 12 feet long. So 3 of those is going to make 36 feet of actual bed space. And we're going to build these boxes and then fill them with a dirt and compost mix. I got to go down to a farmer friend of mine's house, and he's got a bunch of cows and different livestock and stuff, and so he deals with a lot of manures and stuff. So he's got some pretty good rich compost and some good topsoil compost mix. So I'm going to go get a load of that and fill these boxes. And I calculated how much material it would take to fill these boxes. These are 2x6s, so it would take basically I think it was 35 cubic feet of actual soil, and so that computes out to about 1 1/3 cubic yards. And usually when you buy dirt or compost or something from a landscape company or a farm or something, they usually sell it by the yard, and this guy has a scoop with his bucket holds 1 yard of material, and so it makes it easy to measure out how much you're getting. So I need 1 1/3 yards. So what I'm going to do is ask him if I can pay him half again whatever he charges, and see if he could just put a whole 1.5 yards in my truck. And then that way it'll be a little bit higher than the sides of the boxes, and so it'll fluff up a little bit and then pack down. So it'll be just about right if I can get 1.5 cubic yards. So what we're going to do, we're going to put 3 beds here, 2 foot by 12. And then out here in the yard, we're going to put in a big tarp. Went down to Harbor Freight and picked up a tarp last year. It's 39, I think 39 by 19 or something like that. I know it was 39 one way and something close to 20 feet the other way. And so we're on a little bit of a slope here. And we're gonna put the beds in, put the dirt in, plant the seeds. I wish I had started some seeds in flats like maybe a month ago, but I don't know, I just got sidetracked and didn't get that done. But it's okay, we're gonna just start them right in the beds, and we still got plenty of time to get a harvest. We've got close to 5 months before the next frost. So we got plenty of time to get plenty of watermelons and winter squash. We're gonna have a big harvest here. This is gonna be a real nice addition to our garden. And so, in this situation, you probably wouldn't want to put this garden like in your front yard or somewhere where it's people are going to be seeing it, because you got this big ugly tarp out on the yard. I mean, it's going to kill all the grass underneath. And we did this right here last year, and it really didn't damage the grass too bad. I mean, when we pulled it up in the fall, the grass was all dead underneath, but it came back pretty quickly. And so, but we're in a nice position right here because we got our main road out here. From the street, you really can't see the tarps. So it's an ideal position for it. And plus, we've got a slope that's running down this way. And so when it rains, the water just runs right off the tarp. And that's what you kind of want, because if you've got a flat spot, then there's a big chance that water will stand on your tarp, and it could cause problems with your plants. You know, your watermelons could get kind of drowned or whatever. But this is a good location for it. We've got some buildings back here that will block it from the view of other neighbors over here. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get started and cut my 2-foot blocks. And I'm basically cutting, I need 9 pieces 2 foot long, because I'm going to have a 2-footer on each end and one in the middle to give it stability in the middle. And so here we go. So there's 6 of them, and I've got this 2x4 here that I was going to use to make 2 of the middle pieces.
So you're making 3 boxes.
3 boxes, 2 foot by 12. Well, they'll be 2 foot 3 to the outside, but 2 foot inside. Okay. Now, the next thing we want to do is mark where our middle pieces are going to go.
No, you're just tired.
True.
Grumpy's been working all day long.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good day. I've gotten a lot done today.
While Grumpy's not talking, I would like to ask for prayers for our oldest daughter and her youngest son, her youngest child. She had a car accident today, and she's okay. We think she's. Her husband took her to the emergency room and her son just a little while ago, and because she's got 3 different things that are bothering her now that it's been a few hours. She's got her back is giving her a lot of problems and hurting really bad, and her chest is hurting really bad, the structural form of her chest, and then her head's been giving her a fit. So he took her and Cameron, her name is Jennifer, he took Jennifer and Cameron to the emergency room a little while ago. So yeah, it was a very stupid accident that should not have happened. Some father allowed his teenage son, who had no license, and 2 of his friends to get in his brand new Mustang and drive. And they ran into the side, Cameron's side of the car. It was a pretty bad accident because it totaled her car. So we hope she's okay. If you would please pray for her, Jennifer and Cameron. And thank you very much. So he's starting to put together the first box. And that's what he's doing here.
Yeah, I had bought this material at Lowe's, and I got the stuff that I wanted. This is a yellow pine. It's like a southern yellow pine. And a lot of the construction, the framing materials you can buy nowadays are made out of spruce. And spruce is really a superior wood as far as it doesn't tend to twist and warp as bad. But yellow pine has a tendency to bow and twist. But the good news is it lasts outdoors longer. This is spruce right here. This 2x4 I had, that's made out of spruce, and this is yellow pine. This will probably rot out quicker, but I'm planning, hoping that these boxes will last at least 2 years and hopefully 3.
Oh, they will.
Because what we plan to do is in the fall, after the crop is finished, we're just going to pull them up and store them under our barn over there, or I can store them right under here.
Or you could put them in the other room of the shed.
We got plenty of place to store them. And then in the spring, we can put them back out and put more dirt in and that kind of thing. So they should last us a couple years, maybe 3 years, hopefully. We of course, didn't want to get treated because the toxicity, and you never want to use treated in your raised beds because of that. They used to use arsenic for for treating wood, and they changed it to using copper. And copper is a trace element that plants need, but too much of it can be harmful. So we don't want to mess with that.
You want me to hold the other end?
No, I think I'm just going to lay them down and
Okay.
just put them together like this.
Being a carpenter has really come in handy when you have a homestead. Bob's been had his own business and been a carpenter for well over 43 years. And this is how he knows how to do all these things. And he is a jack of all trades.
Well, I've done some stuff, but mostly I do finish carpentry. And, you know, I do some framing as well. But, yeah, I enjoy carpentry. It's a nice trade. Jesus was a carpenter, so, you know, it's got to be right. So what hospital did they go to?
I don't know. I don't really have any clue. I know it was probably somewhere that was close to where they live. So I don't know if Wake Forest has a hospital or not. I'm not familiar enough.
That's pretty bad.
Now he can do that he was doing. Okay. One more corner and he's done with this one.
So this is going up here.
I think the weight of his measuring tape, and his phone is dragging his pants down.
It always happens.
And
I gotta lose some weight.
well, that's not the problem. The problem is you need some of those suspenders to keep the pants up.
That would be ideal.
Granny will have to go looking for Grumpy a pair of suspenders. It only took me almost 48 years.
To get the suspenders?
Yeah.
Oh.
For some reason, I thought you were going to be putting them 3 in a row.
Now I'm going to put them all this way.
Longwise. Okay.
And then the tarp is going to go out there.
Oh, okay.
And so all the vines, all these plants we're putting in are in the cucurbit family. The watermelon and all the winter squash. They make real long vines. And so this tarp is about 18, 19 foot long, and the vines will extend by the end of the summer. The vines will extend all the way to the end. And so it'll fill up this whole area with vines and watermelons and, you know, squash and all that stuff.
I'm going to turn it off until you finish this one. So Grumpy's got all 3 of the boxes made, and he's lining them up, and I'm not sure when he's actually going to put the tarp out, but I doubt it'll be today.
No.
That would kind of be nonsense.
Well, basically our next step, I'm probably going to swap ends with this one because it's a little crooked over there. But what I'd like to do is, when we get the truck and the mower out of the way, we'll measure how far we want to be from this garden over. Probably going to end up about right here. And then the tarp will go out that way. So if you want to pan across here, Lynn, you can see this is going to be a pretty good sized garden. And once we get the dirt put in, get the plant started, put the tarp out, put the little stobs down that holds them to the ground, it's gravy from there. It's just you have to train the vines to go down onto the plastic, and other than that, it's just you plant it, then you pick it. Pretty much, you just let it go. And it's a pretty easy thing. Like I said before, though, you want to put it in a place that's a little sort of conspicuous, and it needs to be on a slope so that you don't have standing water, later on. So anyway,
thank you, Grumpy, for showing us how to do this.
Well, I think it's going to be nice. Last year we had a lot of watermelons, and people at church liked them. We gave them to people. They really enjoyed them. Get the winter squash going as well, and so those will be some real handy food items there. But,
so Grumpy has worked really, really hard on this garden. So I want to take you.
Well, you have too. I mean, we both.
Well, I haven't done that much, but I want to show you, take you on a tour of what's in the garden real quick, so you'll see all the work he's done. Okay, so as you can see, these first quite a few rows, I think it's like 6 rows, is just corn. And I don't remember what the size of the garden is. Can you tell me again, Grumpy?
It's 40 feet. The rows are 40 feet long, and it's 50 feet this way.
Okay, so
it's
40 by
2,000
50.
square feet, 40 by 50.
Wow, 2,000 square feet to keep up with all the time.
It's a job, but you know, we got a lot done today and feel good about that.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so we've got corn. I have to watch for fire ant pits because they're all over the place.
There's some out there.
They're everywhere. So we have okra right here. And then further down, as you go past the okra, you'll see where something's being trellised. And these are cucumbers. And then, of course, we've got lots and lots and lots of tomato plants. Some are cherry, some are regular tomatoes. These right here, I think, at me are actually, I think are cherry because they look like cherry tomatoes that are growing. And then we have all of these pepper plants. I was going to show you some of these peppers. Now these pepper plants, these peppers they're monstrous. I want you to look right here. I can't really bend very well, but I want you to see these peppers and the size of my hand beside of it. These are huge. You know, and this one has three grown already. This one's got one. No, it's got two. And all the way down there's lots and lots of peppers. You can see some right there. I mean, all the way down there's just, I don't even know what kind of peppers these are, but there are a lot of them, I know that. And then we have several different types of squash going all the way down the row there. A lot of them are bearing little baby squash all over the place. We have one squash plant that we're not sure had a squash borer or something that killed it. And then the next thing we see, I gotta get my, oops, hold on y'all. Oh! It pulled out. I've got to get the electric cord to come with me. Okay, so here we have a lot of sweet potatoes. So you can see the sweet potatoes going all the way down to the end of the row. Got a full row of sweet potatoes. I'm going to have to unhook my phone. Hopefully it won't turn off because it's running on low fuel. And then the next thing we see is carrots. Now, we have a lot of carrots in there. There are a lot of carrots in there. Let me show you further down this row what there is. I'm trying not to fall because the ground's so uneven in the garden right here. I don't want to fall. And then here we have red beets. Lots and lots of red beets. Loads of them all the way to the end. And unfortunately, our celery died. And I don't know how it happened, but we've got peppermint growing in there now. So we've got some cabbages. All the way out. And then we've got collards here, broccoli, and different kinds of kale. Here's some dinosaur kale right here. And then we just made a video about rainbow chard. And here we have rainbow chard growing also, as well as the broccoli. There's some dinosaur kale behind the broccoli. And then we have the larger type, the regular type of curly leaf. So I just want to thank you for spending some time with us and letting Grumpy show you how to make these boxes. When we are able to set the boxes up and get the dirt to put in them, we will let you see what we're doing about that too. So have a blessed day, and remember, we love you, but more importantly, Jesus loves you with an everlasting love. So thank you. Have a blessed day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.